So give me one moment. Seems like I keep getting crowded with things. I don't know why. All right, actually, let me kill the volume on here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everybody tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you've had a good week. Been a busy week. Everybody. We got a couple people came in the other day. More people came in today. So we're going to have a busy weekend here. I'll make sure to do tons of videos of everything going on this weekend. So, hey, Dylan, how's it going, buddy? Checking in from North Carolina. Nothing wrong with that. So, again, real quickly, any questions that you have for me, all cap lock so it stands out more, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. Just it makes it easier for me because it stands out and I see it. Remember, folks, we are a very family-friendly oriented channel. So I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat, no racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches will boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. All right. So that being said, so Veterans Day is celebrated. Veterans Day is actually tomorrow. So let me just say happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans out there. And, the sacrifices that are made are always appreciated. Some people obviously don't feel that same way, but I absolutely do. You know, so, but, we're a small group of people now, because we're the ones that volunteered to go. Back in the day, they had the draft. I heard, there's been a lot of talk of the draft coming back. We'll see, we'll see what happens. So, but anyway, all right. So, topic, right? Give you guys a heads up ahead of time. We are now up to 6 hens down here with the West Virginia chickens. So when we do the egg count, we'll do that at 8:30. We do that egg count then. It's based on 6 chickens now, not on 3 chickens or 3 hens, I should say. So Mr. Lucky is a very happy rooster. One rooster, Larry. So we got 6 hens, 1 rooster. We're eventually, Sandy's going to be, I think we're going to do it next month because I think next month is when we're going to work on getting the chicken coop built. So we're going to have 5 more hens then. So we'll have, Mr. Lucky hit the lotto. Yeah, he's a happy boy. I'll tell you what, he has definitely been strutting around. No plans on getting cattle. Dylan, so I'm way out in the country here. There's a lot of cattle out here already. So when that time comes, we could definitely do bartering and stuff like that to get cattle if we needed to at that point. I think the focus really needs to be on obviously chickens, which we do now have here. Also getting meat rabbits, getting goats, and then, hopefully down the road, getting like 2 or 3 pigs in the spring, raise them up all year, and then butcher them. So I think that's going to be our ultimate goal as far as more of a self-sufficiency situation with that. So, but anyway, so that's how that goes. But Mr. Lucky's a happy boy. From the first day I saw him, all disheveled, sitting in the pavilion, and I was like, "How did you get here?" And now he's strutting around the yard and doing his thing. And so, Forest Ghost Prepper, thanks for your service. Said Happy Veterans Day. Next tea is on me. Well, thank you. Actually, I have one right here, so let me pop that. And it always hits the spot. But anyway, So things don't always go as planned. That is the title of this video. So what did I want to talk about with that? They always have you heard the best laid plans of mice and men. You make a game plan. You have it in your head that it's going to go a certain way, and it doesn't always go that way. Does not always go that way. And you have to realize, sometimes things take longer than you had hoped or anticipated. And so that's important as well. And I need people really need to remember that these things do happen. Setbacks are going to happen. If you remember, anybody that's been watching this channel long enough would remember when. See, there's JJ asking, did you lose the Cheez-Its? Nope, I actually took them out. When everybody was here, I put them out there in the pavilion, and everybody's eating them. So the Cheez-Its are going to be gone. They only sat here for months, so it's time for and that bag wasn't opened, and I wanted to make sure that that they got used and not sit around and then go bad, because there's no way I was eating that whole big bag of Cheez-Its by myself. So, but anyway, what time does Lucky get going in the morning? Wake up time. It varies. Generally 7:30 in that range. He'll really get rocking and rolling. So that's normal. But anyway, I wanted to. Lost my train of thought there. Oh, so now it came back. Imagine that without actually having to ask you guys, what was I talking about? Setbacks happen. Things happen. If anybody's watched this channel long enough knows we were preparing to move off grid, had things set up. We were getting ready. I had what I thought was a sebaceous cyst removed 2 weeks prior. And then the day before we were moving, I found out I had cancer. And I will tell you right now, and I remember when that happened. Well, obviously, I remember it like it was yesterday. But I remember when that happened, and I had people say to me at that point, "Oh my God, you better change your plans. You better not go and try to live off grid and deal with that and stuff like that." And I remember at the time saying, "This is a bump in the road. Things happen. You can't let things that happen in your life stop you from going after your goal and trying to achieve your goal." Now, it changed my plans, what I was going to do up there, because I figured I had all summer to work on different things to get ready. I was going to do an addition off the camper up there and do all that type of thing and give us more living space and get a wood stove in there and do all this awesome stuff. Well, that changed drastically because we moved to the property. I think it was the 21st or the 22nd of June. No Weaponized Prep. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Very much appreciate it. Thank you. We weren't going to be able to do that because we moved, like I said, the 21st. I think I had my surgery mid-July. I think it was like the 13th, 14th of July. And then I was out of commission. To be honest with you, it took me realistically about a year to feel right, if you will. I'll never be where I was post-surgery physically. And that's just a reality of, that type of thing. But, I'm still here 8 years later. And so that's an awesome thing. I'm really happy to still be alive. July I celebrated 8 years cancer-free. And but again, things are going to happen in your life. So you could have the best plans in the world and know, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how it's going to go. And then, JJ knows exactly what I mean. Yeah. JJ, you had more than one wrench thrown into your works, brother. I mean, you got dealt a crappy hand, but you know what? You've come through it, and that's the important thing. And we're all pulling for you. That it's a good long recovery, or not long recovery, but you get a recover and have a good long life after that. And that's the important thing. Things happen, guys. Things happen, and we can go two routes with it, right? We can play the, oh my God, poor me, this is horrible. How could this happen to me? And I'm a victim. Or you go, okay, this situation sucks. It's not any fun. Let's deal with it. Drive on and do what we got to do. So what we ended up doing up in New York, we ended up, and if you guys remember, we ordered the building, and the building didn't come in until October. Right now, anybody knows New York at all, winter can set in at any point in time after that. So we got the building in. I believe it was in October, beginning of October. We got the building in, and we started working on it. We got it wired up, got that done. I had the electrician come in and do that part. Got it insulated. Had a guy come in doing some carpentry work for us, and got the wood stove in. And once the wood stove was in, and if I remember correctly, we got, like, the first week of November, we finally got the wood stove in, and it had just gotten to that point where it was way too cold to sleep in the camper. I mean, the camper wasn't skirted, none of that type of stuff, so it wasn't ready because we had anticipated being, in the house. And so I remember, I'll never forget that when we first got the wood stove in, we were sleeping on the floor in front of the wood stove until the kids' rooms got made. We could get beds set up for them and do all that type of stuff. So yeah, it was. It was not a fun time. We got through it though, and we did very, very well since then. Yeah, I saw the mayor of New York City. They seized his phone and laptops and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say there might have been some corruption involved with that. I'm going to have to do something here. Hold on a second. This can that I have, it was. Hold on. Got to give me 1 second here, guys, because I'm going to have to get a glass because I think there was a hole in it from when it fell out. Give me just 1 second. Because all of a sudden I looked and that whole area was completely soaking wet because it was leaking. It was one that had dropped, and I thought the hole was at the top, but apparently the hole was not at the top. So I had a mess over here. All right, sorry about that. So, all right. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, things are going to come up. Life is still going to go on. Uh, you know, we had before we had moved to the property down in New York too. You know, my ex decided that she didn't want to be part of the program anymore, and so she bailed unexpectedly. I mean, we had our issues. Don't get me wrong. I think every marriage has their issues, but she had bailed. It happens. That's part of life too, as well. It definitely, again, it changes your plans. You have to, but you got to be able to adapt and roll with the punches. But I missed a picture of yourself being behind you when you're doing the live chats. Yeah, I'm gonna get those pictures and bring them down here as well. There's the one picture that had my neighbor painted for me. That I absolutely love that picture. She did a fantastic job, and it was the picture of a father holding his two children's hands, walking down the lane, and like a Robert Frost type of novel with the trees over the road, and that's what it's like up there on the lane going down to the property. It's really, really pretty, and so she had painted that for me, and I love that picture. So, but you know, your determination and your willpower are going to determine what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. I don't believe that we're never giving something that we can't handle. It sucks at times, and I get it. Life is not fair, and I get that too. Things don't always work out the way that we want or that we hoped. So what we have to realize is, have a plan, and having a plan is great, but being willing to adapt and adjust, and make compromises, if you will. Still have your goal in place and try to make that happen, but be willing to go, okay, these things happen, and now I have to adjust, change things, do what you got to do. Ashley says, "Are you still prepping and selling food?" I still on my website, Ashley at preppernurse1.com. I still sell the freeze dried food over there. Yep, I sure do. So, and I'm always prepping. Everything I do is about prepping. Actually, I'll show you what I just got. But I just picked these up. I was out the other day, and I think it's important to have a lot of different alternatives. Okay, no matter how much you prep, no matter how much you prepare, as far as guns and ammo, right? At some point down the road, you will run out of ammo. And where's a Prepper Nurse Harley plaque? All that stuff's up in New York. It's all up in New York. So, but yeah, I'd like to get that down here too, because I want to actually that's on the side of the house up there. I want to take that, get that down here, and put it up over the driveway as you come in, so that like when you drive into the property, once you come out of the upper out of the woods into the upper meadow, I'd like to be able to where my property starts, and you like drive under, and that plaque that Eric had made for us is up there. But so I picked up throwing knives the other day. Got these for like $12, and there's three of them, and I think it's another alternative. These are not gonna go bad. You can resharpen them, as long as you have a sharpening stone and all that. And it's a good thing to know how to utilize and use. And again, eventually you are going to run out of ammo. The ammo's not going to be there forever. But if you have other alternatives and you know how to use those other alternatives, it's going to make a difference. And that's quiet. That can get the job done, especially if you know. I do have a crossbow, Larry. Yep, I sure do. Yep. And again, like even with a crossbow, unless you're proficient at making more arrows, eventually your arrows are going to run out as well. You're going to lose them. You're going to break them. All those type of things. So, I have a decent amount of arrows and those type of things. But again, you just do the best that you possibly can. I have a slingshot as well, Sharon. Right? You can't run out of rocks for a slingshot. No, you cannot. So, you know, but it's just Heather's the axe thrower, full of hope. She's got the axe throwing down. But it's good to know how to use that stuff. If you ever got into a situation, it would be really advantageous of you to know what you're doing and have that alternative and a different way of being able to defend yourself. And I think, like I said again, I think you have to a lot of times think outside the box. We get so locked in that box, and people have a hard time. I can't remember if you have a pond on your land. Neither of the properties, Janet's, has a pond. I have more water access here, than I do in New York. I have creeks that run on both sides of my property when the water is running. When we have water, uh, you know, we have been. This year has been a lot different than last year down here. We had rain all day. Started like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and it rained right up till about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Sometimes harder, sometimes like a drizzle, but that it was a decent rain. We have not had a lot of rain over the last 3 months. If we got a grand total of, I believe, maybe 3 inches of rain in the last 3 months, that would be a lot. So, but when the water's flowing, we're good. We're really good then. So, but again, you just do the best you can, and just try to go from there. But anyway, uh, you know, we got a lot of plans for down here. A lot of plans for down here. So there's a lot of things that we want to do and work on, and we will. We'll get there. It's going to take time, and I realize that too. Nothing happens overnight. So, but like I said, we will get there. And so, anyway, um, what was I going to tell you guys? Uh, I didn't go out and check it today, JJ. I'll have to go and look. I don't think that we had so much rain that would have been the case. I'll be surprised if there's any water in it. To be honest with you, we didn't have like that heavy, steady rain, which would have caused that to happen. So we have a little bit more wood that we got to get cut. Yes, so we do plan on doing that, and so we'll be working on that. But we got some other things, other projects that we're going to be doing this weekend, and I'll show you guys. I'm gonna, like I said, I plan on doing a lot of video this weekend, and so we're a lot of preparation, some prep work for next year. Mark just got his other piece of the wood stove in, so that's in now, and he just had his first fire today down there in his cabin. So that's awesome, But you know, it's like I said, there's a lot that we got to do, but yeah. Also stock up on first aid. Yeah, you should definitely. Again, eventually all those type of things are going to run out. So knowing medicinal plants is going to be hugely important. Being able to do those type of things. Bandages. Eventually you're going to run out of bandages. Sometimes I watch the old New York videos, making raised beds. The memories. Yes, well, full of hope. We will have raised beds down here as well. The only difference is when we do the raised beds down here, they will be in a more of a controlled environment in a greenhouse. So we will have greenhouses. That's part of the plan for next year, and you know. But I will tell you one thing. I will tell you right now. One thing that we're going to be stocking up on, and I have it right here because I've been using it regularly. But we will definitely be stocking up on this because this is awesome. It's horse liniment. It is sore muscle and joint pain relief. So they use it for horses. I'm not telling you to use it for human beings. You can do whatever you want to do. I'll show you guys it again. It's a gel, and it helps with sore muscles and joint pain. And it really, really works quite well. Let me rephrase that. On me, it works fantastic. It was recommended to me by somebody that they said a lot of their friends use it and they swear by it. But yeah, it was it. The first night I used it, okay. I will tell you right now. What are the words under the horse picture? It says absorbine, Abosorbine. Absorbine. It's a veterinary ligament since 1892. So, Tractor or yeah, Tractor Supply. Tractor Supply, guys. Now, I'm not telling you to use it. Okay, I'm not recommending that you use it. So just so you know, I will not give out medical advice on here. But it was recommended to me to use, and I will tell you this right now. My pain was decreased by 50% the next day after I used that. And that's a fact. That's on me. Okay? That's on me. But yeah, you know, and I feel a lot better. Now, I will tell you this right now. I have an appointment to go see a chiropractor on Monday. And so I'm definitely going to go and get an adjustment. And I think that'll make a nice difference and that'll help. I like a chiropractor. Some people don't, and that's perfectly fine. You can use them or not use them. That is completely up to you. What do we got? 348 in the chat. We're at 120 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time. It really does make a huge, huge difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction that we have on the channel, the better it's going to be. Pushes us higher up in the rankings. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And of course, always like, comment, and share, right? So thank you very much ahead of time. But just have Hella jump on my back. She jumps up on me enough. I've never seen a pop up ad on a live stream until now. It's something new that they just started, Ryan. So that's a new thing that they've been doing. So, but anyway, the other thing with you know things not always going as planned. All right, you can have the best plans in the world, and you think, okay, it's going to take me this much time to get this project done. You might run into some snags. You got to go get supplies. You don't have enough of this, that, or the other thing, and the project ends up taking longer than you had hoped that it would. But if you stick with it and you persevere, even if it does take longer than you thought, um, YouTube forces you to turn off ad blocks to now, so that things might be why you're seeing ads. Oh, well, there you go. Okay, but again, if you keep working at it and make it happen, even if it takes longer than you had hoped it would or you thought it would, if it gets done, who cares? That's the way I look at it. Uh, you know, Being able to utilize the pavilion and do the things that we're being able to do now in the pavilion, especially with the colder weather coming in, it's awesome. It is awesome to be able to, if it's raining, we're not sitting in the rain. We can get the fireplace going in there. We actually picked up some clear plastic for the winter for the windows or the openings around, and you'll see that we're going to get those up. So, but yeah, Robert is saying, yeah, it does take longer than you hope. I'm going to do a video tomorrow, and I'll show what's going on with Robert's place. He had hoped to have it insulated or well wired out and insulated by the end of the weekend. And so now he says, well, as long as I get it wired out. So, but again, I mean, things happen. Things don't always go as smooth as you want. When Mark was working on his place, okay, he had to dig the trench around for, to put the bottom, T111 on the bottom to close in the bottom of his deer blind. And, he said, oh, I figured it was going to take me this short amount of time, and it took him a half a day. So, I mean, things happen. And you might also want to stock up on sewing supplies like patches, bolts of cotton, and denim. I absolutely already have done that, yes, and thank you very much for that advice. That's actually great advice. And but yes, I have stocked up on those things too. I try to think of everything if I can, as much as I possibly can, and just try to. I mean, I've got like sewing kits and a lot of bats of the thread and all that type of stuff. And so just because again, your clothes are going to wear out, and there's not going to be anywhere else that you can go and get new clothes. Eventually, we'll be back to wearing animal hides. If there's animals to hunt. So that's one of the reasons. Like for me, like with having the rabbits, having meat rabbits, you know, you can with the rabbit fur you can make a lot of things. You can make hats and gloves and everything else like that as well. And so that is something that can be utilized. And you're going to be utilizing everything that you possibly can. You know, think about like with so you start harvesting the chickens, right? Well, you go into the store to get pillows anymore. So you would probably take those feathers and save the feathers and utilize them for pillows. As crazy as that sounds, but that's what they did back in the day. You know what I mean? So, but it's just you have to realize always, like I said again, things aren't always going to go as planned. They're not always going to be as fast as you would hope that they would be, but they will happen as long as you stick with it. So, Uh, do you guys have any questions you want to ask me? Yeah, boot liners with rabbit fur. Yep, absolutely. Cheez-Its are gone. The last bag went into the pavilion tonight, and everybody's eating them. So I remember I kept telling you when the group comes down, I'm taking those Cheez-Its out there for everybody to eat. So I didn't want them to go to waste because if I started eating them, I wouldn't eat them all, and then they would end up going stale. So I'm so used to seeing them. Yep, see, it's change of pace. Just curious, what angle do you have your solar panels set to capture sunlight? Um, they're always realistically, they're always in a winter mode. My panels, I have a fixed, they're fixed. They're not adjustable, but I keep them in that angle because that's going to be the optimal amount of sun. Uh, you know, Ed, have you had more headaches than usual? The 5G seems to be causing problems. Not at all. Not at all, Tony. But appreciate you asking. Yeah, I rarely get headaches. And if I get something, it's usually a migraine, and I haven't had a migraine in forever, thank goodness, because they really suck. So I have rabbit fur. The thing is, rabbit fur comes loose easily from the skin. Ah, okay. But no, like I said again, it's just you know. Let's see. Did you say you had some hydrogen peroxide go bad one time? Oh yeah, yeah. Hydrogen peroxide does not have a long shelf life. So you definitely, that's one thing that you got to watch with that and rotate it out. Your hydrogen peroxide will not stay. So, uh, any word yet on more buildings are coming in? Okay, actually, Dave's building should be in here next week. So we're looking at that. So hopefully that'll be in here next week. And then Bruce and Johnson's building, hopefully shortly thereafter. So those two will be. Do you have a water source hooked to the camper? And what do you do for waste and toilet issues? Well, again, I don't have the. I have water here, so I don't usually. You know, I don't. I haven't hooked it up to the camper, just because I didn't want to deal with having to, worry about pipes freezing and stuff like that. So, and I can cook outside and all that type of stuff. So that's not a big deal. I'm not going to talk about the toilet, what we do for the toilet. I'm just not going to. So, there we go. Um, I sent a pic to the group chat for I found Waldo. Okay, hold on a second. Let's take a look. Hold on a second. If you want to know what people do with their toilet stuff, there is plenty of channels out there that will show you how to set up a toilet and all that type of stuff. So you can go ahead and do that. All right, this is for Waldo. There's Mark's wood stove with the fire. Hopefully, you guys can see that okay. It's got a glare on it for some reason, but that is uh, that is his wood stove with a fire going in it. And yes, he did close it up before he came back up here. Go back down and his cabin would be gone. So that would be bad. Now, he's done a lot of work on that cabin. The cabin looks awesome. We'll give you another update on that this weekend as well and what he's working on down there. So, but yeah, right now, I'll tell you, it's like the biggest thing is frustrating for me right now. Oh, okay, yeah. Larry, thank you for reminding me. Okay, so um, a reminder before we do this. So before we do this, we're 354 in the chat. We're at 162 thumbs up. So let's do a thumbs up first to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. Again, it really does make a big difference with the algorithm, so I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, before we do the egg count for West Virginia, just a reminder, we are now up to 6 chickens in West Virginia. Paul and Barbara brought the other 3 chickens down yesterday. So they were here last night, brought the new chickens down. So what is your guesses? Now, okay, so here's the other part. So of the 6 hens, 5 of them lay brown eggs, 1 lays a white egg. So the guess is going to be, now, how many, like with the white hen, she lays white eggs, okay? So it's going to be how many eggs, and did the white hen lay or not? So that's going to be the guess. Just like New York, except that it's not an Easter egger, it's just a white one. So go ahead and get your guesses up here, guys, and I'm going to start paying attention now. And we will go from there. So again, they just came in last night. So there's always that adjustment period with with chickens. So now I'll do another video and I'll show you all the new girls and stuff like that too. But all right, let me just double check here and make sure I got the right person. All right, yep, I do. Okay, if you had the same guess as Sharon Barrett with 3 eggs and yes for the white hen, then you are correct. We ended up getting 3 eggs today, and it was very very cool. So she the new that one white egg is from the new hen. So hopefully the other ones will settle in, and we'll start getting some consistent eggs that way, and that'll be cool. That'll be cool. But yeah, it's going to be So Sharon gets bragging rights. Yep, yes you do, Sharon. For the West Virginia. Now, Sharon, we got to see if DJ was close the other night. DJ would have won both had he remembered to put for yes or no for thick neck. So we can't forget that. So remember, see if we can maybe get to sweep Sharon once we do the egg count for New York. So how can you tell the white and eggs? Are you serious or are you joking? She lays white eggs. I'll show you the difference. I'll show you the difference. All right. Here's a brown egg. Most of the chickens lay the brown eggs. This is a white egg. That comes from the white hen. All right. So that's how we know that the white hen laid or not. Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, but no, I'm excited. We're gonna get working on getting things squared away with the hens, and hopefully get a nice next month putting together a nice chicken coop for them. And I kind of got an idea where I want that to be. So we'll get that squared away, and it doesn't matter white or brown eggs as long. See, here's what the difference is. Okay, there is farm fresh eggs, and there are store bought eggs. Farm fresh eggs are always going to be better. I don't care. I don't care. If you've had farm fresh eggs and then you had store bought eggs, you'll know the difference. You will know the difference. It's night and day, night and day. So, but yep. So I will always prefer to have farm fresh eggs. So that's Every time, yep, Don Hill just said every time you can tell if they are fresh or not. Absolutely, you sure can. And again, the coloring. If you break up a store bought egg and you break up a farm fresh egg, the yolk color alone is going to be different. The yolk is more brilliant. It's more of a yellow, where the store bought egg is more of a dull yellow. So that's where you really see the difference, just in your visual part of that. But yeah, I just I will say I missed having chickens, and I was going to wait till the spring, and and then Mr. Lucky decided to show up, and again, there's another thing, right? Changing plans. Plans don't always go the way that you think they're going to go, and I wasn't going to let him just die. So and then we just so now we got more chickies, and they're awesome. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun. So, but yeah, it's just like I said, as we continue to work on what we're working down here, as we continue to get things more squared away, it's just going to be better and better and better. German Shepherd Daphne Channel said, did anyone else hear about Tractor Supply chicken food not making their chickens not lay eggs? My chickens haven't laid hardly any eggs since May. I definitely saw that with New York as well. We were getting them the Tractor Supply feed, and it ended up being, it ended up being the same thing. We weren't getting any eggs at all, and then Becky changed the feed, which made a big difference, and so they started laying again. Right now it's cold up there, and so it's that time of year. Again, not a lot of sunlight. So when there's not a lot of sunlight, they don't lay as much either. So those are definitely factors. So yeah, I definitely will be getting cats, Larry, as well. Absolutely, I will be getting cats. I love cats. I like them for rodent control as well. And but I miss having cats. I love Hella to death. Not gonna lie, I mean that dog is awesome, but you know, I've always been more of a cat person. So not having any cats down here has definitely been weird. So that is definitely something in the future that will happen as well. So that I would like to wait till like the spring. I want to figure out what exactly I'm doing, if I'm going to add on to here, or if I'm going to get a building brought in next year or not. I don't know exactly which way I'm going yet with that. So we're going to have to kind of play that one by ear. I would like to put an addition onto here anyway, no matter what, because I just think that that would be a smart thing to do. More space, to be able to put a wood stove out in an addition, and having that and being able to heat the camper either by the heater or by a wood stove would be absolutely awesome. So yeah, Hella was raised around cats, so she has no issues with cats whatsoever, Traveler. So when we go back to New York, she's always fine, because like I said, she was raised around cats. So, and they end up being buddies anyway. So, but yeah, that's kind of how that goes. But anyway, like I said, it's going to be. I'm excited the direction we're moving. So the right now we should have two more buildings coming in within the next 2 weeks. Let's just probably should both of them should be coming in next week at some point, is my guess, which would put us up to 5 new buildings this year. All right, we have the Wolf's Lair over here, Rob's place, and then Bud's got his place up in the Upper Meadow. Dave is going to have his, and then Bruce and Johnson are going to have their place down there. Paul and Barbara have ordered a building, and so that's probably mid-December is my guess before that gets here. How is Heather doing with the new kitten? Okay, so I got to tell you about this new kitten. I have to tell you about this one. So he's a little gray boy, and he Oh, and Cheryl may be ordering a building soon as well. So we may have a grand total of 7 new buildings in here, and that's beside the big blue house, the camper, uh, the pavilion, Mark's place, and then Jimmy's got like the little thing that he's got tucked into the hill that he's staying in. So yeah, we're expanding our village. So there's a lot going on there. But anyway, let's tell you about the gray cat real quick, and then we'll do the egg count in New York. So I had said to Heather, "There's a cat coming." And so, hold on to that cat, and, maybe I'll take him with me, when I come up. And I knew what was going to happen, guys. I'll tell you right now, I knew it was going to happen. Heather would fall in love with this cat, and that would be it. Well, that's exactly what has happened. And he's a really loving cat, good big motor on him, and she loves that cat to death. So, but yeah, she says to me the other day, she goes, you're not taking this cat, right? And I go, I know. So, but yeah, she loves that cat a lot, so that's good. But when do you think you're going to get your house? It really depends. Michigan lifestyle. There's other things that to me are priorities before that. The campers absolutely works fine for me for right now. Realistically, if I wanted to, I could stay in a camper for years if I had to. And but that's how many cats left in New York. Well, with a new baby in there, there are 4 right now in New York with a new baby. So uh, Max is still there. Stella is there. Uh, um, oh my God, our little fluffy kitten. What's her name? I can't even think of her name right off the top of my head. The one that always greets me outside. That little white one with little stubby legs. I can't believe I can't think of the cat. Miss Molly, yes. God, can't believe I couldn't remember the cat's name. But yeah, Miss Molly, she's still there, and now they got the little new boy. So they got four up there right now, and of course the dogs are still there as well. So, but all right, let's do this again. We're 336 on the chat. We're at 202 on the thumbs up. Yeah, some timers exactly. Don. It's called being busy and tired. So. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Also, please make sure you shoot that thumbs up, and I thank you ahead of time. Again, it really does make a big, big difference with the algorithms. When you subscribe, if you're not subscribed, please make sure that you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. All right, so thank you ahead of time. Uh, Ed, you talked to me years ago about my son. He got diagnosed with high functioning autism last week, and he is doing so well. They said he's going to be really great. Thanks for talking to me. You're very welcome. It's a very, very difficult thing to deal with. Autism is not fun at all. It's not fun for the child, and it's definitely not fun for the parents that have to deal with it. Because we all want to protect our children, and when your child is different than everybody else, makes them a target. And there are some cruel people in the world, and very, very lucky that I always felt very lucky that nobody really gave Eddie that kind of a hard time, because that would not have gone well. That would not have gone well. I'll just put it like that. So, anyway, uh, all right. How many eggs up in New York? And yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So I'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses, and I'm going to take a drink ahead of time. And I will give you a moment to get your guesses up there for the New York egg count. So anyway, we're gonna have a busy day tomorrow. It's going to be earlier into bed tonight. I can tell you that right now. I went to take a nap today for a little while. It didn't work out well. So some guy with a great big mouth that's staying over here in this building right here, very, very loud. All I could hear was him talking outside. I don't know who that would be. I have no idea who that would be. So, all right. DJ's on a roll, folks. Man, DJ, 3 out of the 4 in the last 2 streams, but you screwed up on the one again by not saying yes or no. But today you're all right because you're good. If you had the same guess as DJ with 0 eggs in New York tonight, they didn't get any up there. So, yeah, no eggs in New York. So congratulations to DJ on that. He would have. Let me rephrase. He would have had 3 out of 4, but didn't do the one part yesterday, so we only got the one victory. Has to be the weather, yeah. Yeah, like I said again, it's, what you guys don't understand with like New York, and people say, like when people say, oh well, why West Virginia type of stuff, right? New York is cloudy and it's overcast so much of the time. It just sucks, and it sucks the life out of you. And it does the same things to the chickens. They're not getting that sunshine that they need. They're not getting the daylight this time of year, And yeah, right. TJ uses 1-800 Balk Balk. That's funny hotline, but but all that's a factor. All that's a factor, and I live in Michigan, and I had chickens, and in the wintertime they do not lay. Yep, and that's and I'm not going to artificially put light in there to make them lay. I've always felt that it was if they needed to rest, then that's their time to rest. Uh, oh, you met Carolyn? Well, we ended up being 0, Carolyn. No eggs in New York today, but down here there's more sunshine. Not today. It was not today. We had rain most of the day today, and and then when the rain stopped, it was overcast. So but I have a friend that has a son that has Alzheimer's, and I think he meant that he's autistic, and he loves to run away, driving his mother nuts. Eddie liked to run, so Eddie would go back and forth. He would in the house. He would do it in the house. So he'd go up one way and then turn around and run back, and he would jump onto the wall, and then he just he would call it stemming. And that's what he would do, and so. But yeah, but anyway, it's very very difficult, and so but it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it, so as far as that goes, but yeah, life is interesting. It is definitely interesting, but so no, like I said, everybody in New York is doing well. Mom's doing good. I've been talking to her on a regular basis. Becky's doing good. Heather's good. So everybody's doing well. Just talked to Margie the other day, and she's doing well also. So, but my family keeps their boat at Bruce and Johnson Marina in Connecticut. Oh, very nice. So, I just cover the coops with canvas and just use heaters for the water. I don't put a heat lamp in the coops. Yeah, it's not smart, honestly, to put a heat lamp in the coop. You have a greater opportunity. Yeah, and he likes guitar, Tony. Yep, Eddie loves playing guitar, and that's definitely his thing. I mean, he was into the planets. Eddie could tell you anything you want to know about the planets. The Kuiper belt, all that type of stuff. All the moons of the different planets. He knows that like inside and out, and he also like with spelling. Uh, you would tell Eddie. Eddie taught himself to read because what ended up happening was he would ask you how to spell something, and you would tell him how to spell it one time, and he'd never ask you again because he had it. He had it in memory. He has memories from like 3 and 4 years old that he remembers things, and he can tell you exactly what went down, how it happened, the whole 9 yards. So, hey, full of hope, my daughter, 22 on Monday. Your twins must be 22. Yes, the twins turned 22 on the 29th of October, full of hope. So, well, congratulations and happy birthday to your daughter, and thank you very much for the donation. But yeah, I can't believe that they're 22 already. That does not seem possible. I will be honest with you. I sit there and I just go, man, where has that time gone? Where's it gone? And how did I get to be this old? And how am I still alive? I did not always make good choices when I was younger. I actually had that conversation with my little brother. We were sitting there having a conversation. And I said to him, we were talking probably like about a year ago. And I said to him, I got to ask you a question, Eric. And he goes, what, man? I said, how am I still alive? He goes, I have no idea. Because you were a lunatic. And I was. I took stupid chances. Oh my God, doing stupid things. It is what it is. I mean, that's part of life. And, I was fortunate enough to make it through those times and, got to maturity. I'm 57. My son is 34, and my daughter is 25. I feel old. It happens. It happens. The time goes by no matter what. So, but you have a beautiful purpose. Thank you, Cowgirl in Arizona. I'm going to tell you why. You know, I was talking with Rob today. And we're talking about here, and I go, God, we got so much to do. And there's going to literally, folks, we have years worth of work that we would want to do here. And then once we get to a certain point, then it's like you're going to be tweaking things. You're going to tweak this, you're going to tweak that. Getting the pavilion to the point where it's at now is awesome, and it's such a awesome accomplishment that we've achieved together as a group. A lot of sweat, blood, and tears went into that pavilion. And but it's been amazing, and like I said, great group of people, and very very blessed that way. And it goes to show you, honestly, if you put the right group of people together, and that's what I talk about when I say at the end of every one of my videos, right? If we could come together and work as human beings. We will be working on the bunker this weekend. Yes, Larry. Bunker work will happen this weekend. So I'll give you guys some updates on that as well. I might not be over the weekend, but it will be in the mix because, like I said, I'll be making videos, a lot of videos this weekend. So, but, it is. Yeah, we got a lot, like I said, a lot of stuff to do. What we want to accomplish and do underground, that's a year's project, years and years and years. What we want to do under there, that's not going to be an overnight type of thing, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. But we'll get there. You know what I mean? Do you have a limit on how many people or buildings on your property? Jackie, I don't, and I will tell you why. I my thing is this, and we've talked about this as a group, so it's not like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Let's say, and I'm going to throw a number out, right? Let's say you have 30 members in your group, so you have 30 families, right? And some people have buildings, some people don't, whatever the case may be. And SHTF happens. The reality is this. Here's the reality, and I'm a very realistic person. Not everybody's going to make it. Now, you hope that everybody makes it. You hope everybody gets out quick enough and leaves early enough to be able to get here. But that is not reality. Reality is some of the people probably will not make it. So if you have capped off your limit and said, well, we're only going to have XYZ number and that's it. And then SHTF happens, and let's say you limited it to 20 members. You said, I'm only having 20 members, or 30. Let's say you say 30. You said 30 members. I'm only going to have 30 members, and then half of them don't make it. Okay. Now you only got 15. You don't have the people that you thought you were going to have, which adds more stress on everybody else, and that type of thing. So I don't believe in putting a cap on it as far as the number of people, because I think it's important to realize, when you put a cap on it, And then all of a sudden, somebody that would be a great member comes along, and you go, "Oh, nope, I'm sorry, we're not taking any new members." That's just stupid in my part, and my thinking is that's just stupid. If you can add somebody that's awesome, then why would you not do so? So that's kind of my thought process in that. So, but you know, uh, we got a good group of people, a lot of good stuff happening, and it's just going to keep getting better. And time is going to, it's all time, but we're going to get there. We are absolutely going to get there. So, and the thing is, having a diverse group of people is really really important as well. But again, like when I talk about at the end of my videos, when I say, we have to come together, what we're doing here is a bunch of people that were, um, strangers or have come together. Actually, Larry, what we're going to be doing, we're doing our Thanksgiving is a group this weekend. So tomorrow night we're going to be having turkey and all that type of good stuff. And I went out and I picked up a couple of pies, two pumpkins and an apple pie. And so yeah, we're going to have a bunch of stuff. So and everybody's bringing different things. Delbert Jones said, "Ed, you never know what a person can bring to the table." Exactly, and and everybody is bringing something different, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. If you have to be open minded enough to say, okay, maybe this person is weak here, here, or here, but they bring this, that, or the other thing to the table, and everybody's different. Like I said, I don't claim to be a carpenter. I am not a carpenter, but I have guys in my group that also claim not to be carpenters, but they have some pretty good carpentry skills. So that's important, and like I said, again, working together and having a bunch of people that are willing to work together. Your short-term sacrifice for your long-term gain. That's huge. That's huge, and that's you have to have like I said, the right people. Everybody's nobody's going to get along 100% of the time all the time. That is impossible. That's never going to happen. But if you can start out with commonality, a common interest, and in our case, obviously, it's prepping, it's long-term survival, it's working together, and those type of things. That's important to us as a group. You know, I tell people all the time, if you decided, you called me up or you sent me an email and you said, "Hey, I'd like to be part of your group," one of the things I tell people right away, we are not a militia. Number one, if you want to be part of a militia, there are groups out there. Go be part of them, because that's not what we are. I said, even though most of us in the group are not real super fond of our government, we are not looking to overthrow the government. So that is not that type of group either. So I said, if you're looking for that type of group, time to go on down the road. What we're looking for is people that want to thrive and survive whatever's coming and are willing to work together to make sure that that happens. And that's what we've been doing. And, with everything that we're getting done and getting accomplished, it just puts us every step is one step closer to that success. So, but Cowgirl in Arizona says, "Please remember that if you have the right mindset and heart, you will overcome anything. Blessed be our community." Thank you very much. That's an awesome statement. I like that very much. That's very cool. All right, let's do some shout outs here, guys. We have Heavenly Hills Homestead, growing giant vegetables, really, really cool channel, good people. Give Ryan a shout out, and, let's give him some support. You have Icky Can up in Canada, uh, living off grid, doing his thing up there. Very cool, good to watch, a lot of fun to see what he's doing. You have Angry Prep in New York City, that is Jason. Jason's an awesome guy, definitely a cool guy, so definitely check him out as well. You have Alaska Prepper, that's Rudy up in Alaska doing his thing up there. So definitely support him as well. There's Alaska Granny. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and my Self Reliance, two different channels. Master Builder, living off grid up in Canada, doing his thing up there. Very, very interesting to see. So definitely check him out. There is Corporal's Corner. You have Bjorn Hansen. You have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. It's a very interesting story. Definitely should check that out as well. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast in Seattle. Good channel, a lot of good information there. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. You have Wrangle Star, that is Cody. Great channel, a lot of good information. Definitely worth a listen to. You have Red Poppy Ranch. There is Survival Lily giving you all the information of what's going on over in Europe. You have Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing up there. Nice young couple up there. They've already had snow too, so and it was sticking, not just snowed and then it's gone during the day. Their snow stayed. Let's see, you have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband-wife team, splitting their time between Michigan and Alaska. Definitely worth a listen to what they have to say. There is Green Greg's, another good guy, chock full of good information. Southern Prepper One with his Boots on the Ground series. Definitely worth to listen to, find out what's going on around the country. You have Gray Man Prepping. There is Truly Tara 76. You have Doug and Stacy. They've been around for a long time as well. Definitely check them out as well. A lot of good information there. The Nomadic Movement down in Panama. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that. Now, that couple is in the States right now, and they're kind of traveling around the States a little bit. There is a lot of upheaval happening down in Panama right now, and so it's not the safest place to be at the moment. So I think that's one of the reasons that they haven't gone back yet. You have the Nomadic Movement. They are that's what I'm sorry. That's who I was just talking about. The Green Dream Project out in Arizona. Nice couple out there, showing you what it's like to take to live in the desert and how to survive that. There's Camping with Steve Wallace, who does stealth camping. You have Bush Doctor Survival. There's Monkey Works. You have the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. A lot of good information on her channel as well. Boss of the Swamp, major builder as well. Awesome to watch him build. Very, very skilled. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Diamond's a good guy. Very, very smart. A lot of good information on his channel. Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. Straight shooter. She says it like it is, and I respect that, so that's awesome. You have City Prepper. There's Lumina Acres. You have Suspicious Observer giving you all the information of what's happening with the sun and what's going on there. There is Bear Independent, the Uneducated Economist. You have Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There's Mary Greeley News, Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. There's Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Ryan Hall's an awesome guy, very passionate about the weather, but also he gives back to the community in a huge way. There's Russell Brand. I like Russell Brand. He gives you the information. He lets you decide what you want to do with it, and I think that that's cool. You have Deep South Homestead, another very family-friendly oriented channel. There is The Outsider. You have The Fit Farmer. There is Prep Rebel, Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Town Sense, showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s and what you need to know. I think that's good information to have. You have The Prepared Mind. There's Pinball Preparedness, East Tennessee Preparedness, The Economic Ninja, and last but not least, Little House Off Gritty, also down in Tennessee. A lot of good information out there, a lot of good channels, and so it's a lot of like I said, we're a small community. We should be supporting each other. I think it's important that we do that. So that's why I do the shout outs. And yeah, Ryan Hall's awesome. He's a really good guy. It was an Alaska prepper shout out that sent me to you. That's cool, Robert. That's cool. Yeah, Rudy's a great guy. He is a great guy. Very, very down to earth. So I think that that's important. But you know, like I said, what are we at? 246. We're at 234 and a thumbs up. we got to get at least 16 more to get 250, guys. See if we can hit 250 thumbs up. Not a bigger crowd. Fridays are usually not a bigger crowd, but that's okay. So if you have not shot that thumbs up yet, please do so again to show support for the channel. Very much appreciated. Gray Man Prepping and Alaska Prepper are doing a collab. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Do you recommend a camper or a cabin? Well, it depends on what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish. What I like about and what about the folks who left the group on their own and want to come back later on down the road? That is a great question. It would depend on, honestly, that depend on the circumstances of why they decided to leave. If they left in good standing, I would not have a problem with somebody coming back later on and wanting to be rejoining the group. So yeah, that's I don't have a problem with. I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. That's a good question. Critter Lover says, when do you think Jason will be back? I talked to Jason a couple days ago, he said he's banging out a ton of overtime now that he's back with the fire department. And so he's doing that right now. But he said possibly December, maybe January. He wants to get back down. He doesn't get the time to watch, so I was kind of giving him a little update of what we have, going on. But so yeah, he plans on coming back hopefully within the next couple of months to hang out for a weekend or a little longer because usually stays like 4 or 5 days. Now going back to a camper or a cabin, all right, it really depends on your goals and stuff like that. Now, long term, I think a cabin is better. I like Ed, you don't promote products. I'm a little distrustful about other channels that are heavy on the product promotion. Am I right to feel that way? I don't do a lot of it. Like I said, I do a thing with Legacy Freeze Dried Foods. I will only, honestly, I'll tell you what, I will only promote something that I believe in. What other channels do, I can't speak for other channels because I don't know what their motivation is. If it's money driven or whatever the case may be, I don't know. Me personally, and like when Legacy contacted me in the beginning, I told them, they asked me to do reviews on their food, and I said, well, I'll do an honest review. I said, I'm not going to lie. And so they were like, well, we respect that. So that's why I do it, so there is sometimes, Ed, if you want to collab with Greg, let me know. I would not have a problem with that at all. I'll collab with anybody. I think it's fun to help promote the channels together, have a discussion about whatever topic that we want to discuss. I've been on Marfugal News, I think 2 or 3 times now, something like that. So, but anyway, going back for a cabin or a camper, with a camper, everything is here. So, like when I tell you guys, I could live in this camper for several years and I would be absolutely fine. I got everything I need in the camper. So, as far as a cabin goes, obviously bigger, more room, and those type of things. But again, I can put an addition onto the camper and, not cutting the walls out of the camper or anything like that, but, put an addition on to give myself more space. So, there's a lot of options. I'll be honest with you, I like the convenience with the camper that I don't have to worry about, okay, now I got a cabin and now I got to put this in and that in and the other thing. And it all costs money and it all costs time. It's like I said, with Rob, he's working on getting things wired up and stuff like that. So, and I have been saying STD one step at a time. That's cool. Very cool. It's a great acronym and it works. And whatever you're trying to do, it works for that as well, which is awesome. So, yes. Winterizing the camper, if you use, yes. Having the camper winterized is very, very important. You got to be able to be ready to deal with the weather. That makes a difference. A lot of campers are not meant to be all season. So, you have to adjust to that as well. So that's always important as well. All right, well, let's do this because we are running out of time here. We are Legion. because we are many. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody from tonight? We got Montreal, Quebec, Canada with Daniel, Omaha, Nebraska with Larry, Sean the Englishman from Chatham in Canada, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Franklin County, Ohio, UP of Michigan with Dawn, Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house, Critter Lover in Virginia, Waterloo, New York with Sharon, BC, Canada with Emil, Leesburg, Florida with Joan, Raleigh, North Carolina with Prepared Family. We have Missouri in the Ozarks, Black Mountain, North Carolina, BC, Canada with Janet, Edgewater, Florida with Judy, South Central Kansas, I think it said. We got Texas is in the house, Missouri, St. Augustine, Florida with Diane, Missouri once again, Cleveland, Texas, Adams, Kentucky with Don, Central Virginia with Janet, Western New York with Karen, Greenlee County, Arizona with Codster, Western Arkansas with Sean, Central New York with Village Homestead, Vancouver, Washington with Idelia, Madison, Minnesota with H12, East Central Illinois with Lana. We got Maine in the house with Penny, Cape Cod, Mass. So again, guys, all over the place. Huge, huge network of people. We got Mary coming at us from Wyoming, West Central Ohio with Dale again, and Greenwood, Nebraska with Brian. But yeah, it's just like I said, we're all over the country, we're all over the world, we're a huge network of people. We're the ones that can make a difference now. We can make a difference more so afterwards when people are not prepared. Be able to educate and try to help people that way. We got Gainesville, Trenton, Florida. Very nice. A lot of Florida in here tonight. But is that is because it's a time of year for the migration of the blue hair? That's what we always called it in New York too, guys. Just so you know, we called it the migration of the blue hair. And why it is the migration of the blue hair is because older women, when they get their hairs permed, it has a bluish tint. So, you know, and they all go south down to Florida for the winter. So that was why it was always the migration of the blue hair. So, yes, we are Legion. We are stronger with each other. Arizona strong and beautiful. There you go. That's cool. Yep, snowbirds. Yep, absolutely. So, but oh, I gotta hide the pin cushions. That's funny. The dog likes to eat them. That's hilarious. But but yeah, folks. I mean, we just gotta, like I said, stay vigilant. Keep prepping. Keep doing what you got to do. Um, in 2022, 20K people left Pennsylvania for Florida. Well, we had a lot left New York too. A lot of people have been leaving California, and they're all leaving for the same reason. But unfortunately, a lot of them take their voting habits that ruined their own state that they grew up in and lived in, and they take it to the new state and they vote the same way, thinking things will be different, which I don't understand that thinking. Personally, I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, well, we screwed that one up. Let's go over here and screw this one up too. You know, I don't knock the blue hairs. No, I'm not knocking the blue hairs. I'm just saying that was like the joke. We called it the migration of the blue hairs. That's all. You know, not in a bad way. No, actually, everybody's eating the Cheez-Its right now out in the pavilion. So, but anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. They are awesome, ladies and gentlemen, that moderate for me. Thank you very much for doing so. It is very much appreciated. I appreciate all you guys being here. Hope you enjoy these talks. I enjoy doing it as well, and you know, it's a lot of fun. So you know, we hopefully everybody's learning something. I learn things all the time. Always keep yourself open to learning new things. I think that that is important as well. But you know that's always a good thing. So Miami Dolphins are my favorite team because my dad migrated there and left their spawn in Arizona. That's funny. when he moved to Arizona, but he was from, yeah, it happens. But anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever figure that one out, we truly would be in much, much better shape. We have to come together. We have to work together. If we don't do that, nothing positive is ever going to happen. We got to stop letting them use race, religion, political affiliation. It's all nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. We have to come together as human beings. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Uh, Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do. Yep, Hella's right here. I was just petting her. Come on up and say hi. Well, not don't come that way. She's right here. That's why you see this jiggling, is because of her. There she is. There's the nose. Um, but anyway, whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, the only person that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it. Nobody else. Stay positive. Stay away from negative people that want to tell you what you can't accomplish. Set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen, and you're going to be just fine. Um, we are such a huge example of that here. We set goals, right? Now, did they go as smoothly and as fast as we wanted? Absolutely not. But guess what? Look at where that pavilion's at now, and look where we're at with that situation, right? Look at the progress of people getting buildings in here and working on their buildings and getting things done. Mark's cabin a year ago, he had, I think the platform up maybe at this point. And, he was or either that he was putting in the post at this point. So, look how far he's come where, this winter, he's not sleeping on the side of the hill in a tent. He's got a nice, cozy little deer blind, and the progress in 1 year is incredible. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you right now, all that credit for all the progress that we've done down here in the last year absolutely goes to my group. Highly motivated individuals with the same mindset, making things happen. And that's what it comes down to. Always comes down to that. And we're gonna you watch and see what we get done in the next year. If we get another year, I hope we get another year. I hope we get a bunch of years, because where we'll be at. I had somebody said, "Oh, you got at least 2 years," and I said, "I hope so, because if we got 2 years, what we'll have down here will be incredible, incredible." So, anyway, guys, be safe. I will see you all later. Tomorrow, you can start seeing progress videos of what we're doing here over the weekend. So now you got her going. So now she's right up on top of me. I know it. I know. All right. Be safe. I will see you all later. Have a good night. Prepper Nurse 1 and Miss Hella out for now. Okay, baby, relax. Okay, down. Go. Good girl. And so those of you that say, you're always yelling at your dog. Was that yelling? All right, see ya.